Mr. Hakim. Sudah siap belum presentasi untuk besok, Mr. Hakim? Are you prepared
Yeah.
presentation tomorrow?
Why you remind me? Why you remind me?
Belum ada. How many person do you see in the participant today?
Still 14, Mom.
Okay, wait 5 minutes, Mr. Dona. Yeah, Miss Dona.
Yeah, okay, but actually we are also waiting for Pak Abur.
Oh, Mr. Adi, good night, Pak Adi.
Good night.
Pak Adi, where is Pak Abur? Maybe you know.
Wait, maybe I will call him. Just a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Donna, today we have time today and continue the winner tonight.
Yeah. Okay, wait for Pak Abur, ma'am. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Pak
Pak
Adi is
Abur.
going to call him. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Mr.
Okay.
Abun don't join here, ya?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Soki is difficult to say your name, Mr. Soki. I can't difficult to
Dr.
say
Cho. Yeah.
your name.
Dr. Cho, we are
Oh, Mr. Cho,
yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Cho.
Cho. Yeah. We are afraid that we are wrong in spelling your name, pronounce your name.
Okay. Dr. Cho ya, only nickname ya, dan full name the same.
I usually call him Dr. Cho.
Okay, Dr. Cho.
Okay.
Because I difficult to say in full name, Mr. Cho, Dr. Cho.
Okay, that you can call me Dr. Joe.
Dr. Cho. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cho. You stay join with me in MGMP tonight.
The circus began.
Yeah. Yeah, Padi. How is it, Padi? Can we start or
Mr.
still
Abur
wait?
can join, but just minute. Maybe
Okay.
1 or 2 minutes again.
Okay.
After that,
Okay, we will
start.
wait. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Check sound, clear or no?
Clear,
Absolutely clear.
Mr. Sulaiman.
Okay, good night, Dr.
Pak
Cho.
Su-
Nice to meet you.
Yes, I clearly your voice here.
Yeah, I'm very glad
Yes.
to meet so English community. We can discuss tonight about the concept or the tips to interactive, yeah, especially some tip from Mr. Cho and also the Mr. Usman, yeah, Usman.
Yes, Mr. Usman.
Osman.
We can
Usman
see, yeah,
from Senegal. Yeah.
from Senegal, native
Oh.
from Senegal.
Senegal. Yeah, Miss Donna
Yeah.
from Senegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he is Mr. Abur's friend or yeah. Is it right? Pak Abur is here now. Welcome, Bapak. Assalamualaikum. Bapak, you are still muted. We cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was late because maybe 10 minutes ago I arrived already in Bandung from Bogor, yeah, from Cibinong.
Oh, so you are now in Bandung, Bapak?
Yeah.
Oh,
And also Pak Usman, Mr. Usman cannot attend at our Zoom today because he is busy. So he said sorry. Maybe next meeting he will join with us.
Okay. So can we start now, Pak?
Yeah, okay. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the webinar today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, Bapak Ibu. Hello, I'm Miss Donna from SMKN1 Cibinong, and it's a nice and precious chance for me to be the moderator of our webinar today on Wednesday, the 1st November 2023. And the theme of the webinar today is sharing the education system to enhance the teaching skill. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us guidance, happiness, health, and mercy, so we can attain and participate in this event, and also praise and salutation upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I would like to welcome you all for taking the time to attend the event, and I would like to express my gratitude or our gratitude to the Education Office of Region 1 of West Java, and then for the English Teachers Forum of Bogor District for making this webinar possible. Thanks for the support, thanks for the efforts and contributions towards this event. In this greatest moment, I would like to welcome Bapak Dr. Abur Mustikawanto, Master of Education, as the Head of Education Office of Region 1, West Java Province, Bapak Dr. Adi Maulana MPD, the Young Expert Policy Analyst of Education Office of Region 1, West Java Province, Ibu Haja Hastanti, MPD, as the Supervisor of Vocational High School of Bogor District, Bu Fitra, MPD, as the Head of English Teachers Forum for Bogor District. And also, we would like to welcome to our outstanding speakers, Dr. Cho Seung-ik, or I usually call him Dr. Cho, the Associate Research Fellow of CRIFET from Republic of Korea, and then Mr. Muhammad Sulaiman, SPDMM, the Principal of SMK Taruna Negara Bogor, and all the principals of vocational high school, also senior high school in Bogor District, all the members of English Teachers Forum of Bogor District, and all the audience. Tonight we will have several agendas, so allow me to read the rundown. First, the opening, and then the second, opening remarks. The third, sharing about the education system and experiences of teaching. The fourth, question and answer sessions, and the last is closing. Actually, we have another speaker, Mr. Osmani, the English lecturer in Jakarta, and also the native from Senegal, but so sorry, just now we got the news that he cannot attend this meeting tonight, but maybe for the next meeting. Okay, so for start our meeting today, let's say Basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
And the next following agenda is opening remarks, and the first from Ibu Fitra Nita MPD as the head of English Teachers Forum in Bogor District. Bu Fitra, please.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rina. You give me time education to opening about the webinar tonight. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to each of everyone of you being here today. In Zoom meeting in this program, webinar teachers who want to speak up, Kasidi Wilayah 1, West Java Province. Our school-based program. Praise and gratitude that us pray to the presence of Allah, the Almighty, because tonight, all together. Salawat and greeting that us also devote to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his comparison and follow until the end of time. I, Honorable Mr. Abur Mustikawanto, Master Education, the head of KCD 1 with Java Province, and Honorable Ibu Haja Hastanti MPD as Supervisor at West Java Province, Honorable Mr. Dr. Adi Maulana MPD as Young Expert Policy Analyst of KCD Wilayah 1 West Java Province, and Honorable Dr. Cho from Korea is a speaker today. And then Honorable Mr. Honorable Principal Dr. Sulaiman.
Sulaiman.
Okay, Muhammad Sulaiman is a principal SMK Taruna Negara from Bogor. Okay. And then we have one speaker again, Mr. Samuel. He cannot join with me tonight in webinars. Okay, next time in Mr. Usman can attend in this webinar tonight. Okay, and Honorable, the all English teacher, and ladies and gentlemen, today in attend this webinar today. And then, an Honorable English teacher at the SMK Bogor Regency who have given their time and energy able to attend the webinar tonight. I hope the program teachers who want to speak up can add an insight knowledge to our teacher who have been able to attend tonight. I hope the teacher will join your webinar again. Now we have entered the 14 sessions is the webinar, which is the webinar teachers who want to speak up. Hopefully the number of participants will increase to join is the webinar tonight. And then I have the webinar today, and we have three speakers, and Mr. Chu and Mr. the Principal, Muhammad Sulaiman, give me our experience and increase insights to our the teacher here, and so can develop in professionalism actually in the school. And then we have some experience and insight, and then our teacher is joining is the winner. And I hope the all teacher in Singapore have 30 teachers, yeah. And then we are joining here on the 25 participant or teachers, yeah. We hope the all teachers can free time to join this webinar to give insight experience for this group. Okay, thank you, Mr. Donna. Maybe I say tonight, I hope the webinar can be lovely. Still in, hopefully we all experience all the things. Okay, thank you, Ms. Donna. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Bu Fitra. Thanks for your support and your every information that you gave to us, and especially your support for this webinar. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the next opening remarks, it will be delivered by Ibu Haji Hastanti as the supervisor of Bogor District. Okay, Ibu Hastanti, please.
Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Donna.
You're
For this
welcome.
time. Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, your voice is not really clear. Maybe of
Oh,
the
is it?
internet
Okay,
connection.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is if I get closer? Is it?
Okay.
What do you think? Is it clear already?
Okay, okay, clear. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
I have
ma'am.
to
Yes.
make it louder then.
Yeah.
Very clear, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, Your Honor, Mr. Abur, the head of Education Office of Region 1, and Mr. Adi, the Education Policy Analyst of Education Office 2, Bu Fitra, and the team, of course, of English, Bogor English Teachers Forum, yeah. And also, of course, Bu Donna as the MC. Your Honor, also to our guest today, Pak Sulaiman as the speaker, main speaker seems, and also Dr. Cho. Yeah, I heard a little from Miss Donna about you, Dr. Cho. thanks for coming to the forum. Well, let's first of all express our greatest gratitude to Allah for the all blessing given to us tonight. Yeah, and salawat and salam be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace be upon him. Yeah. Of course, I'm glad to have the forum tonight since every 2 other weeks, yeah, we have meeting like this. Yeah, just to emphasize again and again and again that this meeting is actually like Bu Donna said, it's cafe talk, a little like cafe talk. So it's not very formal. The aims is to make all teachers practice the language, yeah, practicing speaking in forum. Yeah. So whatever the topic is okay, and especially tonight we changed the topic compared to last meetings, yeah, Bu Donna.
Yeah.
And our topic tonight is about English teaching, and seems that Pak Sulaiman is ready for that. Aren't you, Pak Sulaiman?
Yes, he is,
With your
ma'am.
topic,
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
Of course, I'm ready.
Yeah. And I heard from Bu Donna too that Dr. Cho also wants to talk about English teaching. Is that right?
Yes, we hope.
Yeah, we hope. Yeah, whatever, Dr. Cho, because this is actually, I agree to the what is said by Miss Donna that it's kind of cafe talk. So it's just make it. Do you agree, Mr. Abur? Just make it simple, make it relax. Don't be too formal. Yeah, but we get something from that. Either the knowledge of the content and also the competency of our communication in English. This is very important because we have to be a long life student. Yeah, so we try to gain any single knowledge from wherever we are. That is like what is said by our education model, Mr. What do you say, Bu Donna? Mr.
Yes.
From Jogja? Kiai?
Yeah. What is it, ma'am? Sorry.
Our education model, everybody knows. Ki Hajar Dewantara, ya.
Yeah, Ki Hajar Dewantara. Oh,
Hajar Dewantara, ya. Ki Hajar Dewantara said that make every time is an education time and make everybody as a teacher. Yeah, who can give us knowledge, more knowledge. Yeah. So tonight, let us make our meeting tonight precious for enhancing our competency in English speaking and communication with others, and especially to our guests today. Thank you very much again, Dr. Cho, for being able to be with us. Hopefully, our friends will be more triggered to ask things. So hopefully you will not hesitate of it. Thank you very much. And our friends in MGMP, of course, let's make use of this time as effective as possible. And also for Bapak Abur, Bapak Adi, thank you. Always come to our meeting, and it's very meaningful for us for the support of this activity. Thank you very much. Good luck, and let us make use of this time effectively. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Thank you, Ibu Haja Hasnanti, as our supervisor that always give us guidance in teaching English and everything. And then next, the opening remarks will be delivered by Bapak Dr. Adi Maulana as the Young Expert Policy Analyst of Education Office of Region 1, West Java Province. Adi, please.
Thank you, moderator. You can hear my sound clear or not?
Yes, very clear. Very clear, sir.
Good
Okay.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, vocational school English teacher in Bogor District, and our great speaker tonight, the Honorable Mr. Dr. Abur Mustikawanto, the Head of Education Office Region of West Java Province, Ms. Hastanti, the Supervisor of Vocational School Bogor District, Ms. Pitranisa, the Head of English Teacher Forum of Bogor District, and the outstanding speaker, Mr. Muhammad Sulaiman and Mr. Dr. Cho. I think with Mr. Dr. Cho have seen before in collaboration vocational school Cibinong with Crivet, right?
Yeah.
How are you? Hopefully everyone is good health. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy with the presence of our great speaker tonight, who are willing to share their experience regarding the education system in their respective place. So that all of us can take important and useful things from this sharing session in our school. But I think don't worry if there are things that are difficult and we cannot adapt exactly to what the speaker did, because in my opinion, every place has its own characteristic, challenges and obstacles. It's not the same. I hope we can all listen with tonight to presentation of our speakers. I think that's enough from me. Thank you all. Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Pak Adi. Yeah, we hope also the same with you, that we can get the benefits and everything to improve our teaching skill and even the knowledge about education in other countries, especially from South Korea. Okay, next we hope now the opening remarks from the Head of Education Office of Region 1 West Java Province, Bapak Dr. Abur Mustikawanto, Master of Education. Bapak, please, time is yours. Halo, Bapak.
It's
Okay.
coming.
Abur. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bapak, please, it's now your opening remarks.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I got
okay.
a telephone call.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you for everyone who attend in our Zoom, maybe batch 14, yeah. So I feel happy until now, still running, because all of us like actually talking, but sometimes very difficult if talking with different languages. So that's why I prepare for.
Bisa bahasa Inggris.
So I prepare for the Zoom to invite all of you in here. Even there is no no English teacher join with us also. So I invite with Pak Adi, invite the, what must I say in English, guru penggerak, ya, teacher, pioneer teacher. So I hope also in here, pioneer teacher already joined with us. Next, maybe SM sekolah pusat keunggulannya, Center of Excellence School.
Excellent.
So maybe one day also we will invite by us, yeah, to join with you in here. And also I'll try to call or maybe invite my friend, just give us short speech to all of us in here to make our conversation more attractive and give spirit up for all of us. So today, Mr. Osman cannot join with us, so sorry. He said still busy. Actually, he live in Depok, yeah. He was a
Okay.
student, postgraduate student in Pajajaran University. Now already stay in Indonesia because he has a wife from Cirebon.
Oh,
So maybe one day he will,
Oh,
yeah, from Cirebon. Maybe one day he
oh,
will help us to talk with people, many teacher in here. So maybe that's all. Keep your spirit up, all of you in here. Like many teacher already joined with us, even not only
English.
today is vocational school, but
Mhm.
I saw some of them not only vocational school teacher or headmaster, yeah. So
Yeah.
keep join with us as long as we push in small talk, small talk or speech. All of you in here. So once again, thank you very much. Arigato gozaimashita.
Okay, you're welcome, Bapak. Thank you. Okay, thank you for all the keynote speakers. Give applause for them all, please. Okay, next we come to the discussion and sharing about information and experiences from our speakers. And the first will be Dr. Cho from Krifat, South Korea. Well, he is a researcher from Krifat, Korea Research Institute for Vocational Education and Training, who will share us about the education system in South Korea. So please welcome Dr. Cho, and time is yours. Okay, please, Dr. Cho, thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So good evening. It's very pleased to meet you all through this online. Actually, I'd like to thank all of you who arranged for this meeting, and personally, I'd like to thank the Donna who
Yes,
has
Donna.
been so persistent and stubborn for making me join this meeting and making me make some speech. She told me that this is the kind of informal kind of conversation, but when she make this meeting with some brochures and pamphlet, I see that okay, this does not seem to be kind of really free conversation. So, and it also has a subject which is about the education system and the role of the teacher. So it makes me kind of prepare for this meeting. So yeah, but anyway, I'm really pleased to meet you all, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity to share our experience about the education. So I'm not going to talk about the English teaching. So let me just a little bit briefly introduce myself. So I'm a associate research fellow at the Korean Policy Research Institute about the vocational education. In our institutions, we have around 100 PhD researchers who are specialized in variety of the academic disciplines, including not only education but also economics, sociology, and businesses, and so on. And I am specialized in sociology. Particularly, I study the economic development uh, the, through the comparative study, and also I'm interested in the historical social change. So I kind of see myself as a more oriented toward the macro political economic analyst rather than micro analyst in particular subjects. So I'm not saying that I'm an expert on the education, but since I have studied the economic development and macro social change, including the South Korean case as well as other developing countries, I can share my knowledge and experience about the education systems and education in South Korea. And also the currently, some of you already kind of know that I involved in some international cooperation project which the CRIBET has been involved, which is the Asian Education Development Project. which includes Indonesia. That's why
Udah diminum tadi, udah tinggal tidur
I was
dulu.
visiting Indonesia in last week. But I also involved in some project with the African countries to develop their vocational education system. So I can share my thoughts and maybe I can have some opportunity to hear your own opinions and your knowledge. So that's about myself briefly. What I'm going to talk about today, by the way, Dana,
Yes,
how can
yes,
I
Dr.
speak?
Cho. Actually, yeah, I have told you that it's something like coffee chat because I'm afraid that I have I have to tell you that it's about education or English teaching. I'm afraid you will refuse me. So yeah, actually, when someone here wanna ask you, so they are forced to speak in English, so they cannot ask you in Bahasa Indonesia. Actually, that's
Sure.
the point.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
anything
really
that you want to share with us, it's okay, Dr. Cho. Especially maybe because you have children also, and you can give us a little about school or education in Korea, something like that.
so how
Yeah,
many
kids education in general, yeah.
Yeah,
Education in
yeah.
general in
how
Korea,
many
it's
minutes I
okay.
have?
Mhm.
Whatever you know about the education system of Korea,
Yeah.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
it's okay, but I'm curious how many minutes can I
Oh, how
use?
many minutes? Okay. Uh, actually, we have 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for every speakers. But if you want more than that, it's
No,
okay.
15
We will
minutes.
listen to you.
15
Okay.
minutes.
And yeah, and Dr. Cho, maybe in the middle of your sharing, if they are someone who want to ask, it's okay. Just raise your hand, and I will mention your name. Okay, Dr. Cho?
That's okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay.
because I know now is late of night in Korea, right? Is it 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. So yeah.
Yeah, 10 p.m. So for Bapak Ibu who wants to ask while he is sharing about the education and everything, you just raise your hand. I will mention your name. Okay. So, okay, Dr. Cho, you can continue, please.
Okay, so let me say that what I'm going to talk about Korean education systems is, since I am more likely interested in the historical development, I'm gonna say the past and the present of the Korean education system briefly. Some of you already familiar with the Korean history, I guess. The Korean education system has played a very important role in the economic development in the early period throughout the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, especially when the South Korean industrialization actually took off. So first of all, the South Korean economy shifted from the agriculture industry toward the manufacturing industry. At the time, the South Korea had no sufficient natural resources, and also it doesn't have no sufficient capital. Actually, if you have the sufficient resources or the capital, that is the kind of uh, 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 formal way, or the, how can I say that, it's a very normal way of economic development when the advanced European country actually initiated their economic development. They use their own accumulated capital, or they use the natural resources to boost their economy. But for Korea, in the 1950s and 60s, when the South Korea was liberated, and also the Korean War was ended, it didn't have natural resources and it didn't have any accumulated capital. So they could not follow the ways of economic development which the Western country actually did. So how could the South Korean economy actually take off? The human capital was the only resource. Fortunately, historically speaking, the South Korea throughout the history has a very highest value on their education and learning. Every families, even though they are very poor and under poverty, they try to invest a lot of their money on their children's education. That is our historical tradition. So there has been the huge private investment in education, and also when the government tried to initiate the economic development like industrialization, they invest a lot on the public education, especially the vocational education at the secondary level. So at that time, the vocational education played a very important role to train the young children and to provide the skilled workers to the industries when the industry increased the demand for the high skill and or the middle skill students. So vocational education was very important at the time. But what was the kind of the key to boost the quality of the human capital at the time? I guess that there would be a lot of the many factors which involved in the improving the quality of the South Korean vocation, or generally speaking, the education system. It could be the investment of the government on education, or it could be the highest aspiration of the private families for their children's education. That could be the all relevant factors. But what I like to say, emphasize today, since the today's topic is related to the teachers' abilities, even though the South Korea was under a desperate situation and they had limited resources to invest, the social status of the teachers were relatively speaking is higher. That means there are a lot of the young people wanted to be a teacher because the teacher's status is higher. Roughly speaking, the income status is quite higher, and also a lot of students actually apply for the college of education for their future career. So there was a really high entrance competition for the college of education. What it means that very talented and bright students could be a teacher, and those bright teachers could have a great potential to teach their children during the 1950s and 60s and 70s. So that's one of the very important parts about how the South Korean vocational education as well as the general education could succeed in the improving their students' abilities and skills for the industry. Simply speaking, because the teachers are smart and teachers had a great capability to properly and adequately teach their students. And the government kind of provide a reasonable wages income, and the society regarded the teachers as highly as a higher status. So yeah, so that's one of the factors at the time. So teachers are really important pillars of education system at the time. But no, after then, nowadays the kind of the status of teachers has been a little bit declined, and also the popularity of vocational education has been declining in South Korea too, as many other countries actually experience too, I guess. So nowadays, I think that there has been a macro and global structural transformation in education systems because for example, the technology has shifted very rapidly. So the businesses and industry that require the high skilled workers and very quickly and very rapidly change their demands. So 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 the traditional education structures, that means once the student learn the skill in school and they enter the labor market and they survive throughout the whole their lifetime with their initial skill. That is the traditional model of education and the labor market, right? Once you learn some skill and you can live through your own lives with those initial skills. But that could not actually apply today because the technology shifted very quickly and businesses require the workers updating and reskilling and retraining their skills all the time. So the school has to be changed. And how can the change their school? No, that is the kind of global problem that not only just developing country face, but also South Korea and other advanced country actually face and have to deal with. So lifelong learning is important, and the more flexible education curriculum and the school system is really important. But the regarding the today's topic, I like to just already mention that, but I like to emphasize one more time that based upon our South Korean historical experiences, the key is that actually the ability of the teacher, once again, because in order to make the schools flexible and more inclusively network with the variety of the social stakeholders, including the businesses and the industry, especially once you are the teachers at the vocational school, you have to have a very close connection with the local businesses and industries, right? In order to know what they need. And then you have to provide a proper curriculum and skill training to your students. So it has to be the capacity of the school as an institution. But at the deeper level, it has to be the capacity of the teacher. Teacher has to learn the agilely, flexibly. They have to learn new things, they have to update their skills and knowledges. So that means the social status as well as the economic or the working condition for teachers has to be improved again. And also it has to provide some proper education for teachers to make their education system better in this period, I guess.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is the kind of historical lesson I can emphasize. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, it's interesting. And I seem that become a teacher in South Korea is not easy, right? Because I heard also from Mr. Im, a teacher from Seoul Technical High School, that there are many people want to be a teacher, but the selection was very tight. Is it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it has been a little bit changed. So popularity for teacher as their future career has been
Okay.
kind of gradually declining. But before the 1990s, the teachers are one of the very top favorite
Yeah.
occupation for students.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Che, I think there are some of the audience here want to ask you. I saw just now. Yeah, Bapak Ibu who wants to ask to Dr. Cho, please. I saw just now Bu Elis. Okay. Bu Elis, are you there? Hello?
I would like to ask you later. I have a phone call. Just a moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe the others who wants to ask. Bapak Ibu, maybe we will have the question and answer after every speakers. Okay. So next after Dr. Cho, there will be Pak Sulaiman. So maybe now we can have the question and answer for the first speaker, because I'm afraid that Dr. Cho cannot stay until the end of the webinar because it's will be midnight in South Korea. Is it right? Are
Yeah,
you
but
home?
it's okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just
Yeah.
say it.
Oh,
But
okay. Are you home? Are you home or
yeah,
still in the office?
no, I'm at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, Bapak Ibu, maybe there are some of you who want to ask to Dr. Cho. Okay. Uh, oh, Bu Hastanti. Yeah, okay, Bu Hastanti. Bu
Yeah,
Hastanti
okay.
is my senior, Dr. Cho. She was a teacher also in SMKN1 Cibinong, but now she becomes the supervisor.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Glad to see you, Mr. Cho. Thank you, Bu Donna.
Yeah, sama-sama
Is it
Ibu.
clear? Is my voice clear?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Well, as I heard your story about Korea, Mr. Cho, if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of the policy taken by Japan in the lowest position when it was after the World War II that to compete other countries, first of all, the policy is that education first. That's why teachers should be promoted as the best asset of promoting the country. Isn't that right, Mr. Cho?
Yeah.
Does it also mean that your country is actually partly learned from what is done by Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I of course this is more experience about why teachers should be put on the first priority when we want to gain our best capital and our human capital, as you have also told us that you have no other capital except human capital, Mr. Cho. Yeah, does your policy seems open wider our eyes that it's just like what Japan did, and it worked well. And I can see also your policies also work well by trying to compete among the three best industrial country, if I may say, at least toward industrial, yeah. Japan, China, and Korea, of course. Then what my question is that in this kind of revolutions in Korea, is there any except teachers' priorities? Is there any shift of curriculum, which is the first is maybe less what shall I say, less effective, and then you shift to another curriculum which is you think is better to effectify human capital of your country. What do you think?
Ma'am, it's about the curriculum, actually.
Yeah. Is there any shift of curriculum to compete to other countries?
So what kind of curriculum are you talking about? I really don't understand what's
curriculum in the especially in primary school, junior high school.
Okay. Dr. Cho, maybe actually Bu Hasnanti wants to know about the curriculum used in the school in South Korea between.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah.
to compare to what we do today, Mr. Cho, that now we are emphasizing on the characters of of student rather than give the knowledge and competencies, skills of students. What
Is it the same?
about in your countries?
Okay. Hey, Dr. Cho, that she wants to know that our curriculum emphasizes in characters of the students, the characteristic of the students, rather than knowledge. So is it the same in your country?
So what do you mean by the characters of the student?
I mean the individual
attitude and
character. Yes, attitude. Yes, attitude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, that's important part. Especially I think it is a global kind of transition and global tendency. So it does not really apply to only some of the few countries, including South Korea or Indonesia. I as far as I know, based upon my study about the historical change of the modernization across the countries, every country started their industrialization from their pre-modern status. That means in the pre-modern period, the country's major industry is agriculture. That means the ways of the working in the agriculture is totally different from the ways of the working at the factory when the modernization started. So that is the common problem, because if you're a farmer, you don't have a specific and confirmed work schedule. You don't have to go to the field from 9 to 5, right? You don't have such a time period schedule for your work condition, right? That is the only modern industrial lifestyle. So every agriculture country started to move from the pre-modern society to the modern society. Diligence, loyalty to organization, keeping at time is the very important part to make your industry actually working. So when the Japanese imperial country started to modernize itself, they also had the same problem, because the Japanese farmers are so lazy, and from the perspective of the Westerners, they think that Japanese people are lazy. So they think that Japan could not be modernized. But through the modern education, Japan transformed their society through the modern education. So they taught their students, you have to follow the rule, your attitude and the loyalties are different. That also applied to the South Korea. When actually in the South Korea was under Japanese imperial, when some of the Westerners, missionaries visited the South Korea, they think that South Koreans are so lazy. They don't keep up with the time and promise. It's agriculture culture. It's not country's traditional unique culture. It is the same problem. Western people too, before their modernization. So the modern education always have to infuse the modern values into the students, follow the rule, modern promises, principles. Those are very important, because you have to change our lifestyle, which used to be accustomed to the agricultural society, but now it has to be modern country, right? Your life at home has to be separate from the life at office, right? It has to be.
It's a demand already, yeah. Now it's a demand, isn't it?
Yeah. So attitude and the characteristics are very important, and I don't think it is it's a positive intention, but South Korea was experiencing the military authoritarian dictatorship under the 1960s and 70s and 80s. So at that time, the South Korea education system is very significantly affected by the military system, military discipline. So the teachers try to teach some of the technical knowledge, the mathematics and the literacy, but also they try to infuse the kind of military discipline into the students. So it was, yeah. So the consequently, it could generate some positive benefit, but the military style also induced kind of negative effects, because it only emphasized the loyalty and the hierarchy, the reducing the values on autonomy and freedom. That could be the kind of negative side effect. But yeah, we had some curriculum and ways of teaching about some values, but you have to be very careful, right?
Yeah, it's universal then. Yeah, it's universal. Yeah, thanks, sir. Thank you, Dr. Cho.
Okay, thank you, Bu Hasnanti and Dr. Cho. So, is there any questions, or we can move to the next speaker? Then we are going to have another question and answer. Is it
Did
okay?
somebody raising hand, Bu Dona?
But not see now, Bu. There is no. Yeah, Bapak Ibu, is there any questions for Dr. Cho?
I can see Mr. Jeffrey Aman.
Mr. Jeffrey.
Bu Aisyah. Okay, Bu Aisyah.
Mr. Jeffrey
Okay.
dan Bu Rahma.
Bu Aisyah, ya. Okay, Bu Aisyah, please.
Okay, thank you, Miss Dona.
Ya.
Saya kok jadi nervous. Good evening, Mr. Cho. Nice to meet you. Okay, I want to ask you because like Miss Donna said, it is like what coffee
Coffee
chat.
Yeah.
I often see idols being very proud if they have a high TOEIC score. So I want to know how important is the TOEIC test in South Korea? Is it mandatory in high school like that?
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you, 감사합니다.
Thank you. I thought you wanna ask about K-pop.
Yep.
Okay, Dr. Cho she is asking about TOEIC TOEIC score.
Oh, the English TOEIC score.
TOEIC test of English. Yeah. Is there any such test in South Korea also?
Yeah, it's very, very important. The TOEIC, the test for the English skill, right? You know, there's a lot of the very different kinds of the English test, including the TOEIC and also the TOEFL, especially for students who wants to study in the United States, they have to take the TOEFL score. And also, the IFL, I don't know, it's a British test for English, British English. And also we have, the Korean English own test. Yeah, so those are the very popular, and especially the TOEIC is the kind of the very common standard for the university students who wants to, get a job after the graduation.
Okay.
The TOEIC scores are regarded as a kind of the mandatory.
Also a mandatory in okay, but mostly for the university students, Dr. Cho. But here in Indonesia, for vocational high school students, we usually have the TOEIC test for them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that applies to the South Korean students too, because most of the companies actually they require their applicants TOEIC score. So not only just the university graduate students, but also the vocation student at the secondary level, they have to show their TOEIC score as a English skills. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. I think after Bu Rahma, we will go to the next speaker ya, Bapak Ibu, because it's the time. Okay. Yeah, Bu Rahma.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Donna. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to ask the question. And I'm so glad to see you, Mr. Cho, in this Zoom. Okay, maybe in briefly, as we know, Indonesia recently has applied the curriculum as a Finlandia curriculum. That is, the teacher has to teach the different style method, and like the teachers how do the teacher teach in the student in visual and the audio visual. And my question is, my question is, do Korean teachers apply teacher in the different style method like I said before? Okay, thank you, Mr. Chu.
So, Donna, can you just help me to understand a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Bu Rahma, actually, you are asking about teachers in Korea. Do they do the same with us that we have to teach in different style for every students based on the students' needs?
Okay. I think it depends on what kind of subjects you're talking about. So basically, the teachers are required to provide the common curriculum to all the students. But once there are some students who have a different needs and also students if they have some disadvantages, cognitively or physically, the teachers can or they require to provide the special lesson or the special training and the class to those students. For example, if the students who are just prepared for their application for the company, once they are just about to leave their school, usually the school arrange the teachers who can provide the career guide.
Buat nih,
Right,
Teteh.
and also provide some
Teteh
opportunity
Bobo.
for their students as an internship at some particular company. So the schools have some policy to arrange the special class or the training
Teteh
for
Bobo.
the students depending on their needs. Yeah.
Okay, Bu Rahma, is it enough? I think it's also the same. Actually, link and match between the school and the industry also, yeah, Dr. Cho? Yeah. Okay, Bapak Ibu, actually I have also more questions for Dr. Cho and maybe for the others who want to ask, but because of time, we will go to the next speaker first, and then in the last session, we will have question and answer again, okay? Yeah, Dr. Cho, we are going to the next speaker, but I hope you can be here till the end of the webinar because I think there are many of the audience here want to ask you questions. Is it okay, Dr. Cho?
I try to stay unless
Maybe
I fall asleep.
yeah, while you are staying in the webinar, also you can have your cup of coffee. It's okay. Okay. So thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, please also give applause to our outstanding speaker today, Dr. Cho. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next, let's come to the next speaker. But
You're muted, Miss Donna. You're muted.
Bapak Sulaiman, are you there? It's now
Okay, I'm
your
ready.
turn. Okay, yeah. Pak Sulaiman is the principal of SMK Taruna Negara, and he
Taruma
was
Negara.
Taruma. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Kerajaan Taruma Negara.
Taruma Negara. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. He will share about teaching experiences because I know that you are also a teacher. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So time is yours, Pak Sulaiman.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good night, anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Before I give something, about a little bit my experience, as the Honorable to Dr. Abur Mustikawati, MED, the Head of Education of Bogor District, and also Miss Haja Hastanti, Supervisor Vocational School of Bogor District. And next, Fitrianita, Miss Risina Anita, MPD, Head of the English Teacher Community of Bogor District. And Mr. Andi Maulana, MPD, the young expert Police Analysis, KCD Area 1. And also
Mr. Muhammad Sulaiman.
and also Dr. Cho from the Associate Research Fellow of CRIFET. And for moderator, Ms. Rahma Donawati. I saw about my slide, then this is my try to presentation about my little experience for 20 years old, be the English teacher in the vocational school. Perhaps I have the experience we can share for us. You can we can share and also we can give something for especially for the English teacher in the forum. Cause please, I want to share about my PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. the time tonight, this is about teaching, experience, and the tips from the Kang Sule. Anybody call me Kang Sule?
Easier, yeah? And closer, seems.
It's very close. Before I describe about the experience in teaching English, I should know about the curriculum development in our country from the 1947 up to today. Yeah. The focus, our government focus in 1947 up to 1975, English as the foreign language. The government focus how to teach grammar for students. They try the all teacher in our country focus teach about the grammar. We call the foreign language or this FL, yeah, FL. In 1984 up to 1994, the government have the change about the adjustment. This is the student should active student and focus on talent interest until the English become for the foreign language become the second language called L2. Second language focus. The student active the talent interest in curriculum 1984 up to 1994. And the curriculum 2004 atau best competent curriculum atau KBK, our government have the something how to support the student until they can communicate well with the other. From the second language become to the first language. Yeah. From the second language become the first language. L1 atau biasa the first language implies about the L1 atau L1. This is the first language. And nowadays we are use the Merdeka curriculum. Merdeka curriculum, of course, the government give the opportunity for the teacher should arrange how to improve well for students in English. Is especially they use for the industry. Mr. Cho say about the industry. Of course, English is not science, but English is the tool for looking for science. I'm proud to Mr. Cho explain about something industry and related with the attitude for student and etc. The next slide. Some students ask to me, why do you learn English? Of course, we should explain the 3-point reason. First, this English is international language. The students should understand when they are learning English, they can go to some country and use English for the transaction, for communicate with the other, and etc. And the second point, communication skill. Of course, for example, if one day the tourists come to us, they want to go to something, they ask to me, for example, where is the hotel? When they can speak English well, of course we confused to answer the question. But it's more important for our country. The country is more famous. The country is the famous person. The good character, the good attitude, and of course, when the good communication is well. English is communication skill, of course. And when the tourists come to you and they ask something, of course, you can answer well to the question. And the last point is more important for all students, especially for the vocational school. This is supporting skill. Why? Because so many major in the vocational school, so many skill for the technique, for the computer, for the nurse, for healthy, for the tourism, and etc. When they can speak English well to support their skill, of course, they can get the good job easily. This is the reason, the three reasons why do you learn English, and the student should understand about the concept it. And the last is more important. It's more important. When the learning process input of course, the all students for the primary school, for the SMP, MTS, on etc. For junior school, the next year come to our school. Vocational school is the best choice because they can have something different. They can have another skill. But this process, the mind process factor to increase student English ability is process. When the low process, especially the a little bit of facilities, the view facilities in the school, they don't have anything to support the school, the student, I believe they can do something. And output, we can hope from our school, especially for vocational school, we can get the best output for student. The student can go to the Korea, can go to the Japan, can go to the Singapore, Malaysia, and the another country. But we should give something. It's the best something for student. They had the good school, and of course, the good English. I am very, very proud because the English community always do something every Wednesday. Give sharing about the experience, sharing about the something, and etc. Next slide. How to teach English? We should give something so many concepts, but the simple concept like this. Writing have the 3 points. The student can write about the introduction, and they can write about the content, and finally then can make the conclusion. This is the writing skill. But in speaking skill, the student can speak something about the opening. For example, the simple opening, hello, hi, how are you? The content, focus the theme of the today. The teacher can give something, the simple theme, simple cast every day until the student can speak English well, but the simple pattern. And the last point, this is closing. Closing is simple. Closing is bye. See you next time. Bye-bye, and etc. Okay, this is the simple pattern based on my experience, and I try to give something for students. And the next slide, this is habituation in English. Why is more important? Of course, when the English not used every day, every event, every competition, yeah, Mr. Grammar cannot speak English. The all teacher focus in grammar. Why? Yeah, grammar is the little tool to support about the speaking, but if the student try to speak, to arrange the simple word by word until become the sentence, yeah, focus in writing skill. Try the student a short story. The all student the game, give the Scrabble game and the puzzle and the picture series. It is the simple way. But every week, every day, we can give about the material. I believe they can speak English fluently. And the skill, speaking skill. Is speaking skill is the some many ways. For example, English Day, not only for student, but the all teacher try to communicate with the student by using English. Up to you. You can choose the one day in a week. Friday, Saturday, up to you. And they try to storytelling, speech contest in and out school. If the some even we post to students to join in the competition, like the quick smart competition, drama, theater, film, and poetry. This is some way to increase English ability. Okay, thank you for attention. I'm so sorry if I have the mistake, but I try to explain something, my experience, based on my experience. And Mr. Cho, I support you. I approach you. You can share about your experience to me. And also thank you for attention, Mr. Haja Asanti, Miss Fitrianita, and Miss Andi Maulan, and etc. Yeah, and don't forget about the moderator, Miss Rahma
Thank you.
Donawati. You are the
Yeah, you can call
nice.
me. You can call me Dona. You can call me Dona, Pak Sulaiman.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wow, it was full of spirit, and I could imagine that if I were your students, I think in the classroom I would be very excited to learn English with you because you are full of spirit. Thank you, Pak Sulaiman, for your best experience in teaching English. Then yes, we have to remember that teaching English is not about grammar, but we have to speak, listen, and speak. I do remember what Mr. Bruce Walker said. Okay,
Okay,
so
thank you.
I
very much.
emphasize the students also that you just have to speak, even when you want to text your teachers, your English teacher especially, just text in English. Okay, thank you, Pak Sulaiman. And
Welcome.
Bapak Ibu, okay, I think the two speakers have already shared and gave the experience. And now I think we would like to open again the question and answer. And I will let for two questions, please, because maybe at 9 p.m. We can end this meeting. Padi, is it okay at 9?
It's
Because
okay.
I'm afraid
But I
it
think
will be.
Miss Alice is all ready to speak because
Yeah,
the phone maybe is finished. Miss
yeah,
Alice,
yeah. Yeah, Bu Alice, I have already asked her. Hello, Bu Alice. Nice
Hello.
to see you again. Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Well, actually, I had a question, but I got a phone call from a friend of mine. But at the end of this meeting, I would like to say everything we discuss in this webinar, in this weekly webinar, will be very useful. I agree with Pak Sulaiman, Pak Sule, that
Nice to meet you, Miss Alice.
nice to meet you too.
The
To
best
all
friend.
teachers here, you don't need to be too worry about structure or grammar. Actually, you could speak up in English fluently day by day. The point is, we have to dare to speak up in English, especially we are teachers. How can we speak English unfluently in front of the students? We must be such a kind of role model for the students. Show the students that being able to speak English will be very excited, because it is very useful not only for learning many knowledge, but we can someday, if we are lucky and we have a great chance going abroad or have opportunity to have scholarship, mastering English will be very needed. Yeah. So I just would like to give you great support. Yeah. keep speaking English in front of the classroom. Yeah, try to to worry, not to worry about the problem of grammar, as Pak Sulaiman say. Yeah, it will be very great there. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Wellis. Yeah, Wellis,
My pleasure.
she is my teacher, and I do still remember how she taught me several years ago, and try to follow her. Okay, for
Thank
another
you.
questions, yeah, I do see from the chat, Mr. Jeffrey. Mr. Jeffrey, where are you? Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, don't worry, Mr. Jeffries. This is the time for you to have the questions. Okay, where are you, Mr. Jeffrey? I cannot see you.
Yeah, I'm a bit lost.
So
So
I
I
kind
can
of shy to show my face.
Ah, don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So actually, do you have questions?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a question
for
for
the
you
two
because
because
I
I
recall
recall there
there
in
in
Korea
Korea, culture
there
But
is
just
is
Oh, so you are
the
questioning
voice
to
is
Dr. Cho?
going.
yes.
Your voice is not
I'm
clear.
sorry.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
clear.
I'm sorry.
Echoing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here is Dr. Cho. There is another question for you. I hope you are still there with
Mr.
us.
Cho is still here.
Yeah. Okay, Pak Jeffrey, please. Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, now hello. Yes, Dr. Cho.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. Uh, so I'm there in Korea. The culture.
Nggak jelas, di luarnya ngedengung. Nggak clear,
Clear.
benar-benar nggak clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Jangan pakai headset.
Okay.
Is my voice clear now?
Yeah,
Not,
better.
yeah, it's better, but not
It's
really
better.
clear.
It's better than
Okay,
the
okay.
previous one.
It's better, eh? Okay.
Okay, it's clear now.
Okay.
That's it.
So I recall that in Korea, we chose that the culture is the citizen, even in their poverty, they invest their money for their children education. What piqued my interest is there's something unique, something special, something different that made the citizen wants to invest uh, their money for their children education. So much so that it became a culture in South Korea. So yeah, that's my question. Is there something different, something special that made the citizen want to invest their money for invest their money for their children education? Yeah. What's different? What's so special? That's what I want to know.
Okay, yeah, Dr. Cho, seems that Korean citizens invest and care a lot about education, even for the poor family, poverty life that you said before. So what makes them so interest or so care about the education for their children and invest a lot in education?
You are still mute, sorry, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Cho, still mute.
Yes, sorry. Okay, let me just simplify my explanation, even though it's kind of roughly summarizing it. So one thing kind of traces back to the South Korean pre-modern history. When before the Japanese imperialism, in the pre-modern history, the South Korean culture has been dominated by the Confucianism. You know the Confucianism?
Pardon me?
Confucianism. it's it's not really religion, but it originated from the Chinese great scholars, the Confucianism. It stresses the value of the scholar and the intellectual. So before the modernization, the South Korean, the pre-modern society, the Joseon dynasty has the kind of class structures. So the intellectual, the scholars who are educated classes are the highest class, and below that there is several the social classes. So even though South Korea was liberated from the Joseon dynasty by the Japanese imperialism, that kind of the traditional culture is stressing the value of education and the scholar to be the scholar has kind of sustained throughout the modern history. So nowadays, a lot of the Korean people kind of value the white collar workers rather than blue collar workers, that kind of thing. And that is the kind of old traditional culture. But I don't think that is the only factor, because once the South Korea initiate the modernization, as I already mentioned, that human capital is the only resources to exploit from the perspective of the government, but also from the perspective of ordinary citizen. If you have a human capital, that is the very important resources to capture the opportunity in the labor market. Even though your previous familiar classes are lower, under the Joseon dynasty, it doesn't matter, because once it is liberated, the only human capital matter. If you graduate from the very elite high school, elite school, even the university or the vocational education, you can be a member of a high class. For example, the previous 3 or 4 our presidents are actually the graduate from the vocational education school. They're not educated from the general education. They're only just graduate from the secondary vocational education. But at that time, those vocational educations are very elite school. So the bright people actually went to that vocational education school, and they prove their ability because they're smart. So our modern culture also value the human capability, and that is the only way to make you move up within the modern Korean social class. So throughout our modern history, there has been the very rapid mobility between the South Korean social class. Once your fathers are belong to the lower class, but they invested their children's education, there are the great opportunity for their children to actually enter the higher class, like a doctor, lawyers. It doesn't matter. Once you're employed by the global corporation, like a big company like Hyundai and Samsung, you can be a higher class. There has been a very flexible mobility between the classes during that time. So education's value very high, and there has a hyper competition to enter the good school, good university, especially. You might probably heard that the South Korea has just a few of a very high class elite school at the university. There has been a fierce competition for their entrance to school. So the family invested a lot, and that kind of things, the hyper competition, also create the culture to value the education. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard also about that. Miss Donna, could I
Yeah.
add something?
Yes, of course.
Mr. Cho, I have been to Korea several times. Then I heard from Koreans that most of the students spend lots of time for joining some courses after joining, the formal study. Is it true? I heard even the students spend until 10 o'clock, yeah, 10 p.m. I mean, is it is it really true? Then how come?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And to be honest, what I have on speaking is only focusing on the kind of good and positive things of the South Korean education system, but it's just only half of the story. So the South Korean education has a serious problem too. That is deeply involved with those hyper competition for students' entrance to the elite school, because once you enter the elite school, it determines your lifelong destiny. So in order to enter the better good school, the families and students invest a lot of time and the resources for their education. It does not just apply the limit in the upper secondary level education. No, the families invested very earlier. For example, the kindergarten period, the family invested their kids to learn English when they are, 7 and 6 and 5 years ago. They started very earlier, and the competition start very early. And when the students actually become the high school students, the average hours of the sleep for those kids, actually, I don't think it's more than 7 or 6 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah, to be honest, when I was young, I only slept 4 hours a day.
Oh, I
Really?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
kind of tragedy. So even though, the PISA school, you know the PISA score, right?
Mhm.
PISA score, the global test for the students for their basic skill, right? The PISA. So South
Isa.
Korean students
Pizza. Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, obtain
I have heard that.
the highest score at the PISA test. So it was kind of regarded as the kind of proof of the better education system. But I don't agree with that kind of thing, because the students and families invest in a lot of things, and they're not happy, actually. So it's kind of bad side of the story. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's true.
it is true that the competition among students is very extraordinary in Korea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So no wonder that Korea becomes the developed country
Mhm,
because you spend only several hours to sleep. Yeah. That's interesting, Dr. Chow. Okay, thank you, Bu Elis,
You're
Pak
welcome.
Sulaiman, and everyone here. So before we close, maybe there are any other questions?
I think it's enough. It's getting late in Korea.
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, that's why I'm afraid that Dr. Choi is sleepy now. Okay,
Everybody sleeping.
okay. Yeah, Paddy, how is it going? Can we end the Zoom meeting now, or do you still have anything to say?
It's okay. I think we can to take picture together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone, please can you open your camera? We are going to take pictures. Pak Hakim, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, we wait for some of the participants.
Yeah, there are
Camera.
40 participants, but seems many of them are off cam. Can you please on the camera, ladies and gentlemen here?
Bu Fitra.
Bu Pitra, where are you? Okay, Pak Hakim, can you please give the instruction? So we
Okay.
are ready.
Okay. Skip smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for the second page. 1, 2, 3. Wow, nice. Thank you very much.
My
Okay.
pleasure.
Please.
Okay, once more, can we please give a round applause for our two outstanding speakers today, Dr. Cho and Pak Sulaiman. Thank you very much for your kindness, for your sharing today that we can improve our knowledge about the education system and how to teach English better. And then maybe next time I can invite you again or the others. And then, yeah, thank you very much. So sorry it is late night in Korea. And Bapak Ibu, thank you. And I hope we can get any knowledge and benefits from this meeting. And hope to see you
Amin.
again. Yeah, and hope to see you again the next meeting. And to close this webinar tonight, we would like to say Hamdalah.
Alhamdulillah. Give applause
Thank you,
for
Miss
Okay,
Donna.
Donawati.
thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank
Yeah,
you, Pak
thank you very
Adi, Pak
much.
Abu,
Bu Donna.
Dr.
Thank
Cho.
you.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
Dr.
Thank
Cho,
you.
thanks
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr.
much.
Cho.
Thank you so
Thank you, Mr.
much.
Chow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Cho.
Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum
Thank you.
warahmatullahi
Thank you, Pak Adi.
Pak
wabarakatuh.
Sule, terima kasih, hatur nuhun. Oh, thank you.
Mr.
Thank you, Pak
Adi.
Sule,
Thank
Kang
you.
Sule.
Pak Adi, I haven't filled the attendance. Saya
Ya,
belum
Kang
itu
Sule,
absen.
next time you
Thank
send me
you.
and you speak.
Ya,
Makasih,
oke, terima
makasih.
kasih. Thank you. Ya, Bu Fitra, thank you,
Ya,
everyone.
oke.
Have a nice sleep. Good night.
Ya,